another episode of the Gunman Insta Live. This is the first live of the week. And this week we're going to be getting into the grassroots game. Let's talk to Fyn Ray Collins, who is an amateur sensation. We want to get into the elite grassroots boxing. It can't always be about AJ and Fury and Usyk. There's millions of boxers out there with a great story, and this platform is here for them to be able to share it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Fyn Ray Collins in here and check this brother out. Let me get him in.
Sorry, bro. I don't know what happened on that last video, man. But it must have cut out or something.
Yeah, don't worry. But just check your network. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, no, it says I'm connected now. It says I'm connected.
Wicked, my guy. Welcome to the Gunman Insta Live. This is a platform that I've set up for great amateur fighters like yourself to be able to come on and share your journey with the fight fans to give them an insight into the fight game. For those that do not know this brother, this is Fyn Ray Collins. He is 13-2, amateur, national, novice, middleweight champion, a 2-belt tournament champion, and we welcome him onto the live today. How you been, my brother?
All good, man. All good. Just working hard, training, staying dedicated. That's the game, man. That's it.
Your Wi-Fi made me have to do that intro twice.
I'm sorry, bro. I thought I was connected. I don't know what happened. Like, he was doing the intro. I felt like I was getting walked out to a world title fight.
That was a bad-ass intro as well,
No, it was. I felt important for him.
You are important. You're important to me, and you're important to the fight fans. We need grassroots fighters. We need to know your story, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you on tonight.
Yeah,
let's get crack-a-lacking, okay? Let's get crack-a-lacking. In your last fight, you got dropped for the first time ever. Tell me about it.
Let me tell you. Yeah, it was a good fight against a good opponent. Good credit to him. I'll give credit to him. Yeah, I got to put on my ass. It was a first, but part of the game. You can't be a fighter if you haven't put on your ass. It was a combination of like a good shot and me being off balance. I've thrown a double jab as I pivoted. He just rolled underneath, just caught me flush on the chin, and fair play to him. He timed it perfect. It was a bit of a flash, really. I remember I just got hit and I was on the floor. I was like, whoa, what's happened? I was a bit confused, but I got up, managed to secure the W, and that's it.
Yeah. You got up, what, 3-round fight as well, yeah?
Yeah, 3 rounds. Funnily enough, right, it was meant to be 3 minutes, but I don't know what happened with the timekeepers because they announced it as 3 3s, but it was actually 3 2-minute rounds. So I don't know what happened. It's a bit weird.
That's incredible because, listen, in a 3-round fight, you get knocked down, you've got to really, really perform to get the victory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so well done. How did it feel getting knocked down?
Like I said,
was it just a flash knockdown and you was fine?
Yeah, it was more of a flash. I got hit and I was like, I was on the floor. Like my legs didn't feel funny. Like I felt all right. My head felt fine. I just got up. And to be fair, after he knocked me down, I thought, he's gonna jump on me now. But to be fair, he kind of stayed back a bit. He hung fire. I was a bit surprised by that, but yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, he didn't smell the blood then. He didn't come to seek and destroy you.
No, I thought he was gonna come gunning for me, but he kind of just held back. He just kind of boxed. But fair play.
Yeah,
made it easier for me, didn't it? So
yeah. So anyone who's in the live, if you're not following the Gunman, make sure you are following the Gunman. If you are not following Fyn Ray Collins, you make sure you're following this brother. He is absolutely flying through the amateur ranks, and we're going to hear a little bit about his story. Fire some questions in as well. into the inbox down at the bottom. Any good ones I will ask. Any shit ones I will ignore. So listen, let's talk about, if anyone who hasn't seen you, how would you describe your style, Fyn Ray Collins?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Good questions.
I would like to think I'm an adaptable fighter. So
yeah,
I would say like my main style, I'm a counter puncher. You know, like the aim of the game in boxing is to hit and not get hit. So if I can minimize, damage coming back at me, do my best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to say I'll be able to adapt. You know, if if a guy's coming on to me, I'll be able to box off the back foot, move. Use my brain a little bit, box. If a guy is a bit timid and he wants to box off the back foot, I should hope I'll be able to pressure him. I can adapt. That's my main quality, I would have said.
Do you think about defense first, or do you think about attack?
Oh, defense, 100%. I feel like with defense, it can set you up for offense. If you make a guy miss, you can make him pay. If I slip a punch and I'm in range, I can come straight back with an attack. So being defensively responsible is very important, because it's all good being offensively amazing, but if you can't defend the punches coming back at you, you can be in some real trouble.
Yeah, watch out for that light behind you, because it keeps flashing in the camera, the one up on the ceiling.
Is that better now?
And then what happens? Oh, that's better. There's the belt. Get that belt there. Now we're talking.
We got one there. We got one there.
That's more like it. You should have got that shit set up before you got on the live, man. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your light bulb. I want to see the strap season. Yeah, so you think defensively first. That's brilliant. I think that's quite an interesting question. So you'd say you're a defensive-minded counter-puncher. That's how you describe yourself, yeah. So tell us a little bit about your team. So you boxed out of Smelting ABC. Yeah. Have you always been there?
No. So I started training there when I was like 14. Did a couple months there. Didn't really like it, and I left. And then I used to box at a club called Barton Hill ABC, which is another good gym in Bristol.
Yeah.
Trained out there for like 2 years. And then a couple of my mates started going on smarters, and they started getting like fights, and it was active. So I was like, I'll give that a try. So I parted ways with Barton Hill. We're still on good terms, but went down smarters, and I've been there for about 2 years now. Yeah, so it just works so well. So it's such a family community down there. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing.
There's some nice people jumping in here. I see JP Boxing jumping in here. JP Boxing, you need to get on this show. You and I need to have a chat. No, there's some nice people jumping in here, which is great. Anyone ask any questions, you can feel free to ask them. So who's your head coach then, Fyn Ray Collins?
So my main coach is Gary Cave. He's the main coach down at Smelting ABC, National Smelting ABC. He's the main man. But we get along really well. You can almost say we got like a father-son relationship, very close. We speak all the time. We're always together, and he's always instilling knowledge, wisdom into me. Very good trainer, and he's experienced.
Yeah. Would you say boxing has saved you, or do you think you was always in good health and mind and just started boxing? Has it changed your life in any way?
Oh, 100%. I mean, to be fair, I've had a pretty decent upbringing anyway. It'd be a lie to say I was struggling growing up, because I wasn't. I've always had a good family. I've always had a good home life. In terms of like school, I was never really good at school. I used to like get in trouble a lot. I used to hang around with the wrong people. So yeah, definitely. Boxing has helped in terms of like discipline and giving me a bit of purpose, because I felt like before I didn't really know what I was doing. But with boxing, it's gave me that purpose in life to say, what, I've got goals, let's go achieve them.
Yeah. I've got a brilliant question here from one of the fight fans. It's kind of a little bit off the topic we've just been speaking about, but I love to bring the fans in.
That's fine.
So Kingo Matsola, brilliant fighter himself actually, he's saying, do you ever fight with injuries? And how do you handle training if you did go into a fight with a significant injury? Have you ever had that? Any sort of injuries in fights in camp? Well, everyone has. Everyone has injuries in camp, but
I mean, I'm a little bit injured now. I've got a bit of a ropey left shoulder because of sparring last week. I've been in fights before. I've had a bit of an iffy hand. I remember being in the national finals when I won the novices, and I remember hitting the pads to warm up, and I went, "Oh, like I can't really land that right hand. Like it hurts." But yeah, I've been in it before, and it's just about being able to adapt to the situation. So say, for instance, you got a bad right hand. It's just about being able to use your left hand more. You got to be able to how do I say it?
What about the old poker face? What about the old poker face?
Yeah, poker face, and just use your brain. Think right.
Yeah.
Got a bad right hand, use my left, or you got to make up for it.
Yeah.
Boxing is all about thinking.
Never show your opponent you've got a niggle or an injury. Never show them that.
Yeah, and if in camp, look at physios and stuff as well. Don't be stupid. If you train on an injury, it can get worse. So smart.
How much recovery work do you do? So you train hard, I take it, but how much time do you spend me time looking after the wounds, saunas, steam rooms, ice baths?
I'd probably say like
hot baths.
Any baths.
Any baths.
I'd probably say like 1 or 2 days a week, because before I never used to rest.
Yeah.
Never used to rest. Like this time last year, I used to train like 12 to 14 times a week with like no real rest day. I'd only like rest if I felt like proper knackered. But now I'm with Back to Action, which is a private S&C/physio facility in Bristol. They're amazing. They're one of my sponsors, and they put me on a training plan. And they really helped me out with physio and rehab. Obviously, I've had bad shoulder here. You get injuries and niggles, and they've really helped with that. So like I would probably say like recovery once, twice a week. I definitely feel a lot better.
That's good, man. That's good, because you see a lot of people that just hammers and tongs. You know what I mean? They're hammers and tongs. They're like no rest.
Yeah.
They just want to train like a madman. Yeah. And then you see them all broke up and like leaving it all in the gym.
Yeah.
So. You know what I mean? You see a lot of that. Talk us through your first fight. Were you really nervous? Talk us through your first fight.
You know what? It was actually more excitement because I've had like fights outside of boxing. Like I was familiar with like combat, so it wasn't really that deep. And I remember like going into my first fight, I just thought like, be confident, like you're gonna smash him, and it was actually a pretty decent fight. I ended up winning by a 3rd round stoppage, so it was a good fight. I remember that. It was funny.
3rd round stoppage.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, I remember thinking like, oh, this could be like sparring. It was nothing like sparring.
100 miles an hour. Well, first fight's always 100 miles an hour. No one taking a breath. No breathing going on. Like every punch 100.
Yeah. That's first fight. Like, I was just trying to kill him with every punch. And I remember just like coming into the 3rd round, I come off the stool, got it. I was so tired, man. Yeah,
that's first fight, isn't it? That's first fight all over. That's first fight all over. So one of the fans is saying, I think his name was Charlie Saeed. It's gone now.
Yeah.
I think it's Charlie Saeed saying, what was your toughest round? I like that question.
Toughest round. Funnily enough, he was actually there.
Yeah, I know he did say what it was, but I'm not going to say that.
Definitely, it's got to be against Emmanuel and Fona in Birmingham.
Round 3.
Yeah, it's got to be round 3.
Tell us what happened.
Well, I was fighting this lad from Bushy ABC, I believe that's over in Romford, and he was tough, very tough. He wasn't big for the weight. We boxed at about 72 kilo. He wasn't big for the weight, but he could punch. He was tough. I'll give him that. He was very strong. And the first round, I was fine. You know, I was able to box and move, and like, I was coming forward all the time, was putting pressure on him. Second round, I got hit with a low blow, and that took a lot of steam out of me. I can't lie.
Oh, really?
It was a hard punch because I remember he threw like 3 jabs, so I slipped out the way of them, and he just looped in this body shot, but it went low and it's hit me straight in the groin. So it took about 15 seconds to like give myself some time. Come back in,
Yeah.
finish the round, cool. And I was tired now. And I remember like this round, it was like life and death. Like we was just both knackered and we're just swinging for each other. Like we've given each other 8 counts, and you know I'm barely keeping my hands up. He's hitting me with like overhands. We're just looking like bobbleheads in the ring, and like that was the most tired I've ever felt. And it was like the longest round ever. Like 2 minutes just felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my days.
They say in boxing, you don't realise how long a minute is until you start boxing, and
Oh, 100%.
nothing worse than being tired in that ring. Trust me, you know that there's nothing worse than being tired in the boxing ring. So we've got Curtis NBM 567. He's saying, "What's your favourite fight?
Ooh,
What's your favourite boxing match?" That's a tough one, man. I'm glad I don't have to answer it. What's your favourite boxing match? My God, what are you trying to do to us, Curtis? We could be here all night thinking of that.
You know what?
What's your favourite fight?
There's too many, but I'll be
Name
quick.
a couple then.
Because
I don't. If someone asked me that question, I don't want to answer it for you. But Jesus Christ, I need at least 5.
I'd be here all day. It's got to be definitely Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti. That's one of them. Very good fight. All 3 of them were amazing. Good fights. Another good one. Wilfred Benitez versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Marvin Hagler versus John Mugabe.
Oh, it's going in deep.
Alexis Arguello versus Aaron Pryor.
Oh, he's going in. This is a man who knows his boxing. Oh,
what's another?
Let's leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. But that's a few really good fights.
I mean, the best fight ever. Jesus, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. I really wouldn't. I mean, at least you came up with something. We've got Carlos Rodriguez, 380 million thousand billion. He's saying, what have you found to be the most difficult aspect of boxing? For example, staying disciplined, diet, daily training. What's your most difficult part of boxing?
Oh,
good question, Carlos. Love that.
Yeah. Funnily enough, he's actually my boss. He's a very good boss, good employer. I would say
you can't say the hardest part's listening to you then.
No, that's it. I'd probably say
what's your hardest part of training?
I'd definitely say discipline.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, you go to work, or like before work, you might train and then go work. And then after, it's like, right, I have to go training now. So it's just about being able to, because motivation comes and goes. It's not about being motivated. It's about having the discipline to turn up when you don't want to do it. Or it's like knowing that I can't go out with my mates this weekend. That I'm training for this fight, or I can't drink alcohol, I can't smoke, I can't do drugs. Like obviously that's not hard for me. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind missing out on those things. But for me, like, you know, cutting off certain people just because you know they're going to drag you down. Like, discipline is very important in boxing. It's like, oh, you know, you're out with your mates, they're eating whatever, but you're cutting weight for a fight, so you got to be disciplined and like stay on a diet. So yeah, 100% discipline. Hardest thing.
Yeah. Quick fire questions now. Okay, couple of quick fire questions. 1 word answers. I don't need a whole once upon a time thing. Right? Hardest fight.
Birmingham.
Influencer boxing, yes or no?
Say again.
Influencer boxing, is it good for the sport? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite fighter? of all
Take it away,
time.
Len.
Oh, lovely. Like that. Like that. Favorite punch?
Jab.
Hey, the coach must be in the the coach must be in the group chat.
Yeah, cool.
Are you good with game plans? Sticking to game plans?
I believe so, yeah.
Toughest sparring partner?
Logan Dorrington. Hands down.
You didn't
Hands
even need to
down.
think about it. Logan who?
Logan Dorrington.
Oh, really? Come on, tell us about this guy. I'll give you more word answers now. Tell us about this guy. Why is he the toughest sparring partner?
Well, he's turned professional now. He's 5-0 as a pro with 3 knockouts. Very experienced guy. He's been boxing for a while. Big for super welter, man. Like, he's about 6'1" and he can bang. Like, he's got dynamite in each hand, and comes from a good boxing family. His dad actually boxed Joe Calzaghe in the amateur. That's a fight that you can watch on YouTube. But yeah, all around he's just tough. Got engine, punches hard, take a punch. He's just non-stop pressure. He's always on you. So yeah, he's definitely my toughest sparring partner, but also one of my favourites.
So he's also from National Smelting ABC, is that right?
Yeah. He's one of the he's the main boy down there.
Oh, he's the main guy, is he?
Yeah,
and do you guys always spar at that gym, or do you travel for sparring?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 I do spar down the gym. I don't know if you've seen, but I went over to Spain before and I've done training camps over in the ring, Torrevieja. I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Did you do a tournament out there? Did you do a tournament?
I didn't do a tournament out there, but I did do 2 training camps out there.
Yeah, I did see, but only from what you've posted.
Yeah.
But you just went out there just for a bit of warm weather training, right?
Yeah. So I know a guy that's pretty high up in the boxing game that like resides over in Torrevieja. His name's Ricky Powell. He's like, I don't know if you know Kiko Martinez. He's very close.
Yeah, of course, yeah. What a warrior.
Yeah, he's
what a warrior. I felt for that guy towards the end of his career though, because he just goes like he's got an engine like no. I don't think I've ever seen an engine like that guguy. Jesus, unreal. But he's too brave for his own good.
Yeah, no, especially in that Josh Warrington fight.
I mean, I've seen many of the wars of his. Yeah. Can we just quickly talk about the losses? I know you've got a fantastic record, especially at amateur, where robberies are rife in amateur. So it's great to see someone with a really positive record like yourself. Can we talk about the 2 losses?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us along the cycle when they came? So when was your first loss? Like 4th fight, 5th fight? Can you just tell us when they came and how you dealt with them?
Yeah, it was I lost my 5th fight down in Barnstable against a good lad. It was a pretty even fight. Like, could have went either way. Some people thought I had it. Judges thought.
On a split, yeah?
They gave it a unanimous decision to him. So so I box for the Alliance, so it's a different type of scoring. So it's based on points scored. So that's like punches landed. So yeah, he beat me by the unanimous decision. I took it.
So you're on Alliance, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference in the scoring for those that wouldn't know from that to England boxing?
To be fair, I don't want to sit here and like be wrong about the scoring of England boxing. To my knowledge, I think it's a bit more like pro scoring. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it might be.
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking.
I'm not
sure if it was a difference. That's just interested to know. But I will look that up now.
Yeah,
you've made me think.
No, I'm wrong. I do think it's like similar to like pro scoring. I think it's based on like aggression and stuff like that.
And then what about your second loss?
Oh, that was actually last November. That was in the
recently.
In the intermediate championships. That was my 14th fight.
Yeah.
I lost that. I'll put my
square or
yeah, like I fucked around in there. You know what I mean? I didn't box how I was meant to box.
Yeah.
And I paid the price. You it is what it is. You know, I learned a lot from it.
Yeah,
And
annoying, man. Annoying getting those losses.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you haven't lost, or you're not boxing people worth it. Do you know what I mean?
No, there's nothing wrong with losing. And listen, in the amateur level, mate, 13-2 record is superb. It's a really good record, that is. It's a superb record, that is.
Thank you.
Big up yourself, man. Be proud of yourself. That's really good, you know what I mean? How many times can we expect you to see you out for the rest of the year? Or is that a silly question? You're going to just be rolling them out? You're going to lose count?
Well, I've only fought once this year so far. As I'm like having more and more fights, and if I win more, whatever, like it's going to be harder to match me. So I could potentially box like 4 or 5 times by the end of the season. By the end of the year, I could potentially have somewhere between 5 and 10 fights if I'm being realistic. But that's what I would say anyway.
That's good. Yeah. We've got a great question from Alfie Boxing 25. Thank you, my brother, for jumping in and getting involved. He's saying, what do you want to accomplish in boxing? How far do you think you can go?
You know, like my dream, my goal is to be a world champion. And, you know, I've always kind of said that since day one. I know it's a long, hard road to get there, and I'm nowhere near ready for that level of competition yet. It's going to take some time. You know, we're looking at maybe, 10 years down the line. Who knows?
How old are you now?
I'm 19.
Yeah,
19.
You're 19. You've already had 15 fights. That's decent. Yeah. That's good. That's good to see, man. Well, I'm going to definitely be following your journey. So listen, what's your plans for the future? So you said what's your plans? Ideally, how would you like to see 2024 lay out?
Just get as much amateur experience as I can. Being realistic, just have as many good fights as I can. You know, fight top opposition, win or lose, is what it is. Amateurs is an apprenticeship. So yeah, just in terms of a plan, probably stay amateur for another year or two, and then when my coach thinks I'm ready, when I think I'm ready, but I know I'm not now, look at making the decision to go turn over pro.
How many stoppages have you had in your 15 fights?
I've only had 2.
13 wins. Of your 13 wins?
I've only had 2, and that's just due to recklessness, I'll be honest.
Yeah, but it's hard to knock. It is actually really hard to knock someone out in 3 rounds, in 2-minute rounds, in amateurs, with heavier gloves and head guards. I think sometimes you've been wearing, haven't you, head guards and vests and stuff like. I think you've done, haven't you? So like, it's harder, isn't it? Yeah, is there a key? Is there a key to the knockout, in your opinion?
I mean, yeah, I think if you set it up right, you know, if you can like nitpick little mistakes that they're making, like if they keep dropping the left hand, whatever, you can walk them onto a right hand, and then it might go. But yeah, it's just about being smart. And if you don't go looking for it, that's when you'll get it. Like you might just hit someone right. It don't have to be the hardest shot. Yeah. You know, but it just connects right, and then you've done it. Do you know what I mean?
With your well-schooled background, so you've said you've grown up in a good environment. Would you say that you've learned to fight and that you wasn't born to fight? Or were you born to fight?
I reckon so. Because, you know, growing up as a kid, like I was in a good environment. When I was like in my early teens, you know, I get into a lot of street fights and stuff, like fights at school. So I reckon I was born to fight. You could have an argument for both, really. But yeah, I think I've got natural fighting ability. If I was to say.
So you think you naturally had it? You naturally just picked up the skip rope. You could skip. Naturally throw shots on the bag and could punch quite hard, or did you actually learn? Right, someone gave you get your hands in good positions and turn over your shots, and someone actually teach you to fight. Yeah, was it a bit of both?
Yeah, it was a bit of both. I mean, in that, if you break it down in that sense, yeah. it took a lot of refinement to get to the point where I am now.
Yeah.
Obviously, like no one's gonna come to the gym and be like a pro already.
No, absolutely. We all start beginners.
Yeah.
We all start beginners. So last question then, because I don't want conscious of your time. Have you got a message to all the middleweights out there in the amateur scene over the next year?
Just look out for me. I'm coming. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, I don't like to do too much talking. I let my hands do the talking. I'm not really into trash talking like that. I feel like I keep it respectful and keep it humble. But just look out for my name. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. And we will certainly be pushing your name on this channel. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to be following your journey. I'll be posting to the fight fans, well, what you allow me, but I will be posting your journey to the fight fans so that we can hopefully see some of your upcoming fights, and we can see how you progress. And you know that you are always welcome on here at any time that you want to come on here and have a chat with us.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on your channel. It's been a pleasure. You know, I enjoy doing these types of things, but thanks again for your time.
You are
really
more than welcome, Fyn Ray Collins. Before I go, actually, listen, we need to get you a fight name sorted out.
I have one already.
What is it? Tell us what it is. It can't just be Fyn Ray Collins.
Nah, my nickname was given to me by my old amateur coach. It's the Brazilian Bomber.
So, Fyn Ray, the Brazilian Bomber Collins.
Yeah,
that's badass. Okay, I do not need to find you one.
Already.
That's absolutely brilliant. Fyn, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Stay in touch. Come back on the show. And best of luck for your year of fighting. Keep them brucking them up. Keep them badding them up. Strap season, baby.
That's it. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Take it easy, my guy.